Some young Americans head overseas during their school years to meet people from other cultures with other points of view. But in a country as divided as ours appears to be, Lee Cowan explains how that same experience may be available without ever leaving our shores.
Can you guys see it pretty clearly?
Yeah, it's like a corner of it.
Under a nearly full moon, in the unpolluted darkness of a night sky over Kansas.
Oh my gosh, there's two! There's two satellites.
A group of student stargazers sat in a circle, taking turns on the telescope.
This is weird, some craters are like super tiny.
It was a bonding experience that was out of this world, especially given that only a day before, they were as foreign to each other as the lunar landscape itself.
Politically and just morally, what we believe is completely different. So I was like, are we gonna get along?
Everyone, they're like, what are your summer plans? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to Kansas. And without fail, everyone was like, why? Why would you go to Kansas?
Why? The better question may be, why not?
You don't want to always be comfortable. You have to do things that make you, like, even if it's talking to a new person, it might make you uncomfortable. You have to, else you're not going to make new friends, you're not going to be able to experience life.
It's nice to meet you.
This past summer, more than 300 high school graduates signed up for a unique student exchange program.
Diana, hi.
Unlike the well-known foreign exchange model that affords students a chance to study abroad in, say, Europe or Asia, this program gives students the opportunity to soak in a brand new culture without ever leaving the country.
We fund kids to spend a week in the summer after senior year in an American town that is politically and socioeconomically and culturally very different from the one that they're growing up in.
It's called the American Exchange Project, or AEP for short, co-founded by 29-year-old David McCullough III, the grandson of the late Pulitzer Prize-winning historian David McCullough.
I grew up in the ivory tower, like a life of enormous privilege. And I wanted to get out of all of that, see a part of the country that I'd not really been exposed to, but I knew was out there.
Ready to go. We're gonna miss you.
So, in 2016, he borrowed his mom's Mazda and spent the next 2 months driving across the country, part Jack Kerouac, part Tom Sawyer, heading down the Mississippi.
I thought I'd be chased away. I thought doors would be slammed in my face. I thought people wouldn't want to talk to me. Not only did that not happen, the opposite of that happened everywhere I went.
I really enjoyed it.
For the past 3 years, he's been giving high school graduates that same experience. And so far, at least, it's having the impact he hoped it would.
Like, my groups of friends are not really close to each other. So I feel like I've actually bonded with you guys more than I have with my own friends.
I've never been a part of a community where I could I'm not the minority, I'm not the odd one out. So this is very much like an experience that I really appreciate so much.
Are you ready? Okay, 10 seconds.
David McCullough hopes to offer the program to 1 million students a year by decade's end, and all free of charge, thanks to big-name donors, including the likes of Steven Spielberg and others.
I think this ought to be as typical to the American high school experience as the prom. I think every kid in every town should have an experience like this.
We followed Kaya Wu and Evan Quach as they left what they called their liberal blue bubble, Albany, California, just north of UC Berkeley, for the reliably red bubble of Dodge City, Kansas.
It's flat, it's so flat.
With each flat passing acre, their eyes widened, their jaws dropped when they passed one of Dodge City's massive feedlots.
It's really sad, but it's how our economy grows. Oh my goodness.
Cowboys and cattle are a way of life here in Dodge, just as American as the Golden Gate Bridge.
I don't usually get this close to horses, like it's on a very rare occasion.
But also a world apart.
Yeah, as you can tell, they're pretty happy cattle. They've even got a swimming hole.
We're gonna go 1, 2, 3.
The city slickers visiting Dodge learned how to dance the can-can at the Boot Hill Museum.
Cheers. Yes, cheers.
They drank sarsaparilla in the Long Branch Saloon.
That's good.
and they watch the sun go down while enjoying a Dodge City delicacy, pickled flavored shave ice.
Is it good?
I want to try the
salt and lemon.
Okay. When you drink the pickle juice out
Hey,
of the
can I try
jar.
a little bit?
Solid.
Wait, what the hell's trash can? I don't know if I want a whole thing of it. Okay.
You guys see how my whole torso is twisting? And we're using those big muscles in our back and our chest rather than the little ones in our arms.
Yeah.
Fernelli Rodriguez is a Dodge City native. When it was her turn to immerse herself in the California way of life,
Oh, right.
Puddle right.
Right.
her peers rolled out the blue carpet.
There, we're on a rhythm.
Back on the Zoom.
Back on Zoom in.
While navigating the less than conservative currents of San Francisco Bay, for example,
Oops. Collision, thank you. Oop, another collision. Sorry.
Fernelli found herself, for the first time ever, asking people about their preferred pronouns.
Politics are like black and white, but really everyone's gray. Like we mesh, we just don't realize it because we're so focused on splitting.
After paddling up an appetite,
Oh my God.
It's all in the all. That's just it for lunch.
Fernelli was treated to In-N-Out, the holy grail of California fast food.
I normally don't like onions, but it works in here for some reason.
There had to be, I guess, at some point, a little bit of worry about, well, what happens if we put these two perhaps diametrically opposed kids together?
Right. I was a little bit worried that the communities were so different that the kids wouldn't quite get it.
That's not what you've seen?
No, not at all. They assimilate quickly. Credit to being young, I think.
Have you gotten any skeptics, though?
There's a lot of folks that are worried that, we're either a liberal Trojan horse or that we have a hidden agenda. We don't. We don't do a lot of talking politics, and we have no agenda that we're trying to get through to the kids.
Hi. You made it.
Sorry, I'm Monet.
I remember from the Zoom.
Just like foreign exchange programs, host families are AEP's foundation.
Start on this line and go around here by the...
For the last 2 years, Dodge City wife and mom, Kirsten Bangerter, has opened her home to students as a place to sleep and eat, yes, but also learn from her family.
They seem very happy, very cheerful, very open, excited to experience new things. They don't seem afraid or nervous or anxious.
They just wanted to be stricter with our group because they knew
It
they
was
were
a
more.
different
It was a different crowd.
Some people got banned.
A lot of the time you make the most progress in those informal, like, breakfast table conversations and just, like, sharing experiences before bed and things like that.
I'm always appalled when I go other places and there's styrofoam. Like, it really freaks me out because there's no styrofoam in California.
Like there's no styrofoam plates here. See, and over there it's like normal. Like everyone, whenever you're eating food, you use a paper plate or you use styrofoam or you use cups that are disposable.
Wait, is that the one that is like right?
A week may not seem like a lot of time, but at the end of those 7 days, you might be surprised at just how much change actually takes root.
You seem like you're all pretty good friends now.
Yeah,
You're there, now you're here.
It's like 2 days, yeah. I just learned that if I get along with them, that's cool, and if they respect me and respect what I stand for, we're good.
Sometimes it's better to just be quiet and listen and really like process what people are saying, think about it, maybe sleep on it before you even disagree.
There's that old adage about walking a mile in someone else's shoes. Problem is, you can't really see that person face to face if you're walking away. What David McCullough is hoping is the next generation will turn around, look those they differ with in the eye, and just talk.
I love my country, and I love what it stands for, and I love the ideals of what we're supposed to be about. And when that's in jeopardy, how could we all not want to rush to the fire and try to put it out with everything we've got?